Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Four Kings Inn in Breen Spring, right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
No. We're in our episode 3 rewatch. How's everyone doing?
Great.
I'm feeling a little green in the gills today, but I think I'll get by.
Yeah, Tom,
You look great,
you're
though.
looking a little. Oh, I shouldn't call you Tom. Who do we have here?
I'm maleficent.
I'm Rebecca. I am, still me. And this is, like I said, our episode 3 rewatch. Just a little reminder about who we are. I do social media for Dragonmount. I have a YouTube channel called Reading the Pattern. And Ebony.
So I'm Ebony. I do a little bit of everything when it comes to Wheel of Time. I'm going to apologize for all of this cleavage. I have an explanation. I am a mermaid. I have scales. But also where I bought it from, they're not built like me. So it's showing a little bit more than I expected. But hey, it is what it is.
All right, and so we have our special guest tonight, Jen from Talk Around Riyadh podcast. Can you tell us a little bit about your podcast? Anything else you want to tell us that you do?
Yes, hi. I am Jen from Talk Around Riyadh. I am one of 3 podcasters from the show, and we mainly talk about show news, and we reviewed the show when it first came out. We did spoiler-free and spoiler-full reviews. But we also do deep dives on book storylines, characters, places, things, all that kind of stuff. So we're book and show, but we mainly like to give you guys show news, and we're always looking for new stuff to talk about.
Nice. Where can everyone find you?
You can find us anywhere you get podcasts, also on YouTube, but talkaroundriyadh.com. You can find all our podcasts there.
Awesome.
You're making, check it out. Honestly, you're making me a little homesick for New York with your accent. So you just tone that down a little bit.
I can't.
I feel like I'm home.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm happy to do that for you.
Nice.
All right, everyone. So we have to acknowledge. So last week, episode 2, we asked Rafe Judkins a question, and we did not get an answer.
Yeah.
So
I think I take full responsibility.
No. So I think there's basically 2 possibilities for why we haven't got an answer yet. Hopefully we still will. One is just that he's busy, which hopefully that is what it is, right? He's busy with the show. We know he's got things going on in London. So if that's the case and he just has not had a chance to answer it, he'll catch up and we'll get an answer. The other possibility is that the question that we asked him is perhaps a bit broad. And I think what tends to happen is we're trying to curate the best questions to ask him, and from what everyone's, all the suggestions that we get, we try to pick out some that we think will give us good answers. And then we put them in a Twitter poll. And then I think on the Twitter polls, people tend to go for the question that they think is the broadest, that will get us the most biggest answer. And I'm not sure that's the best way to go. So I think we're going to try to focus on questions that are more narrowly focused and really specific to each episode. Because that was the one question we put in the poll that wasn't specifically about episode 2.
If there's a favorite prop in the episode, what is that staff that person is carrying made out of? Or, how long did it take Yosha to learn that sword form that he did in at the 15-minute mark in episode 3 or whatever? That's the kind of questions that I'm pretty sure Rafe is going to probably want.
Yeah, I mean, I think we obviously, of course, want to make the questions interesting. We want to get interesting answers. I mean, we can ask a lot of boring questions that we're not.
That's a great point, Mariana. So a question that we don't think he's going to need to get approval from Amazon for.
yeah, that's the thing, and I think that it's possible that is the kind of question that we ended up asking. So we're going to try to keep it really specific to episode 3. Any questions that we come up with tonight, we're going to narrow it down and pick 4 out of it, and we're going to focus on those kinds of questions. So just be thinking about that when you're trying to think about what we should ask him for episode 3. And I still think we might get some kind of answer for episode 2, or at least a response, but you know.
Yeah, so let's make sure when you post the questions, you're using the hashtag ReWoTch. That's ReWOTCH, so that we can easily find them when we search on the social medias. It makes it nice.
Or put them in chat, like wherever, if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, anything where there's a chat, just throw them in there. We'll see them. We can talk about them as they come in tonight. So feel free to ask us questions as they come up.
Actually, yes, this was all in my closet, except for the makeup was, but I'm pretty sure that's why it's like not the greatest, because it's from last Halloween when I wore this to Disney World.
Okay. I'm just mainly impressed that the hat was in your closet. But
yeah, man, that's just you like my horns?
You never know when you might need that. You know?
It's true. It's very
this
true.
This is kind of like an alternate Trolloc look too. I'm just gonna acknowledge that it could like a really pretty Trolloc.
Ooh, thank you. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff in there. I actually have a killer clown from outer space costume that I wore a couple years ago, and like what else did I wear? I have a prison jumpsuit that I wore for another costume. I was actually a clown in that one too. All kinds of stuff. A Jedi costume and a lightsaber. Sorry.
Ooh. We asked you guys to, show us some costumes too. If you were dressing up, to like take a picture and share on Twitter, Instagram, wherever you wanted to share. We did not get a lot of you taking us up on that. So we have a few that we can show, but not a lot. So, if you still are, if you're watching this in costume right now, like take a picture and like, tweet it at us with the hashtag or something, and we'll show it if you want.
We had some good ones. So let me grab them and put them up on our screen here. So this first one is pretty good. Like I maybe Min, like a bar, like
no. There's a specific context to this. Okay. I wonder if anybody can get it. Like I know what the context to this photo is, and I want to know if anybody in chat is going to get it.
Is it Rand? Is she Rand? No.
Let's see if we get any specific guesses. You know what? I feel like
chat. Let us know what you think. It's going to take like 20 seconds for like for the delay, but we'll see. The Lord of Chaos book cover. Yes, Taryn.
Yeah, Lord of Chaos book cover. You got it.
Send, if you can, go to Dragon Mount on Twitter, if you have Twitter or Instagram, and send us a direct message. You were the first person. Oh no, it wasn't. It was John Copeland. Sorry, Taryn. John Copeland was the first one. So John Copeland, you send us a direct message. I'm going to send you something fun. Okay. Jason, you sometime in the next week or so, I'm going to go live on Instagram. I'll make a post. Jason is sending me a box of goodies to use for giveaways for stuff like this. Ooh. So, watch for that live, and I'll like unbox the goodies, and John Copeland is going to be the first one that gets to receive something from that.
Okay. Good deal. We got more?
Yeah, hold on. So that's the first one she sent me. And then,
Toasty Beans TTV was sent quite a few really cool ones.
Wow.
There's another good one. I'm going to take the banner down for a minute so that
so they can see all of it. So there's context to this one too. So this one is also another one someone could guess. Ooh. What is the context?
Yeah, let's see chat. Oh yeah, you know what? We'll make this little. So whoever gets this one first in chat, I don't know. Oh man,
this one's harder.
Yeah, this one's a bit harder. Is it more book cover art?
Nope.
What's with this long bit here? Nynaeve? Mayhem Markham said.
It's not specifically Nynaeve, no.
Okay.
Broader than that.
Aludra.
She needs more braids. Karen got it.
Karen W. Karen W, send us a private message with your information if you would like, and I will send you something fun as well. I don't know what it is. That's why I'm saying something fun, because Jason said he sent me a big box of goodies. So we'll see what it is. All right, so let's go to the next one. This next one is too easy. I'm not going to do.
Yeah, I mean, this one you don't really have to guess. Sorry, we know what this is, but it is very cool.
Yes, I like that one. She did great. So I mean, yeah. I wonder if she made all of her costumes too.
Yeah, I don't know. Really nice. I mean, she kind of deserves a prize just for that.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we'll find if she's watching.
Yeah, let us know if you're watching.
Yeah. But yeah, she looks great.
Yeah, it does. It's awesome.
Yeah. All right.
And I think we have one more.
Do we have one more? Did you
I sent you a link to one on Instagram because I can't just send you the photo. So you know.
You can't send me the photo. Okay.
Because it's stupid Instagram.
Got it. All right. So I will share that moment. Oh my God. All right. I'll share it. Yeah, I'll share it in a second. Let me just.
Okay.
I have to save it.
And then I think unless anybody sends us anything real quick, then we can get start
maybe at the end of the
we can show some at the end. We'll start the show.
If any of you guys are wearing costume or want to have something in your closet that you want to toss on, just go and like a closet cosplay. Just go put it on, and you could tweet it at us or put it on Instagram. Make sure to use the ReWoTch hashtag. And we'll play around with them at the end as we sit around to collect more questions. He's out of his mind. So this one is
this one is.
It's loading. There it is. It's a beautiful rendition of Bella from Rob at the Weekly Wheel News.
It's not at all creepy either.
No, not even a little bit.
Not even a little.
So it looks like her eyes are starting to roll back. She's really scared. And I don't like that.
This is Bella in Shudder-Logith. That's what I'm saying.
Frightened Bella.
But with the tie-dye on, he didn't have a brown shirt.
Okay, so maybe this is what she's been to the Tinkers. So it's going to have to be sometime after visiting the Tinkers, and then she gets freaked out by something else. I don't know. We'll think of it.
Okay.
I don't have my my Bella fun little video, but we still have Kitty. We have Kitty reactions for a lot of stuff, but I didn't put my Bella one in yet because I'm a terrible person.
There is a very good question in the chat.
Whoa. Is that person being Bella, or are they being Kitty as Bella during meta? We'll have to ask Rob. I don't know.
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and told him that he is cosplaying as Kitty, cosplaying as Bella.
That's what he would say. I mean, if you asked him, even if it wasn't, he would say yes. So we already know the answer. Okay.
That's accurate.
All right. Should we put our countdown on for starting this episode? Everybody's got to have Prime ready to go. Episode 3, ready to push play when we sync
Spring
up.
break Mandar.
All right, explain what they need to do.
So, all right, everybody that's getting ready to watch this video with us, you can see my little thing over here, my little dealie, the time. So that'll be, we're gonna press play on that and play on the show at the same time, so that you could follow along. You could try to match up with us. So if you get lost, if there's lag, or if you got to pause for a minute, you can always catch right back up. So that should get you going. All right. Yes, hybrid. We are going.
Let's go.
Is everybody ready?
All right. Yes, everybody's ready. Yes. So give them a little countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Amazon Prime original. We will not be skipping the replay. The recap.
Yeah, we're just
watching. Let the recap go. Oh, Leandrin. I really love that red Aja armor that she was wearing at this point too. All right, there we go.
That's one of my favorite lines in the whole show.
It is such a good one.
Oh, you don't listen to the wind agree?
Yeah, the wind listens to you. It gives me chills.
That is good. I don't know what you tell me, Jen. So when I reread the books now, I reread the 3rd one, and I'm currently reading the 5th one right now.
Mm-hmm.
And when I read Moiraine, I see Rosamund Pike now.
Yeah, I kind of I'm picturing all of them, kind of.
Yeah, bit by bit, they all kind of creep in. I actually think Yosha was the first one to totally take over in my mind, but they all have bit by bit.
The Red Oz is really cool. I don't know if I'd go that far. I mean, they're all right.
They have their moments.
Yeah.
I think they have the most defined purpose out of all the Ajas, aside from Yellow.
Look at her.
All right.
So good.
She's getting dragged.
This is hurting my brain.
But not that kind of drag. She's getting dragged physically.
Yeah.
You can't really drag 90. because she's amazing.
What was this guy's plan?
We don't have plans. We don't have any
Trollocs don't
plans.
have
Why did he like pull her out here?
Well,
Yeah.
I think that's a good question, and I think it is an indication that like they know Nynaeve is one of the ones that they're looking for, because otherwise they would have just killed her.
I think he was just going to eat her.
Well,
Just wanted like a private meal.
Right.
Yeah, so he's
I don't
dragging
know.
her by the braid. No.
I don't know.
That was his snack. Well, I mean, she
Yeah.
is a snack. I'm not gonna, like, not gonna lie.
very true.
I would say.
And I only say that because he goes straight into finding the Trolloc that's injured already. And he's like, I'll just eat him then.
So I like how you say the cover of Eye of the World is stuck in there, yet Lan literally never wears armor ever like that.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. I actually have a pretty good copy of that I'll get up in a minute.
And she's got to be mad that her braid is undone too. I feel like that is,
Yes.
that is heightened.
This is
everything.
bothering her on top of everything else going
Right.
on.
And there's, they're dirtying up their pool.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, like, because we had the episode 1 talking about how like sacred this pool is, this hits a little harder.
Oh yeah, there you go, Lee. Yeah, Lee. So she was probably being taken back to, for a Murdril or for Pat and Fane.
Maybe,
That makes a lot.
Yeah,
of sense.
that I think so, right? I think they were looked after her specifically among all, the others.
So
That's
so
why
here's
they
that.
didn't kill her.
But
Yeah,
now
yeah,
he's gonna kill her.
yeah. So yeah, it's hybrid
He's just
makes
mad
no
now.
logical sense because
Yeah.
there's this armor that he never wears on this
Oh,
front
so
cover.
good.
I mean, the art is
I love
beautiful.
that.
It's almost like she could take power from like the pool,
yes,
like from her
that's-
ancestors, and like to do this.
I
Yeah, I
feel
like
like
that.
it was
That's
a
really
scene
good
out
point.
of Rambo. Was there a scene in
so
Rambo
good.
of somebody coming up out of the
No,
water?
it's
like
Yes.
Predator, I
Apocalypse?
think. Is it?
Thank
Oh no,
you.
Apocalypse Now.
Predator
Apocalypse
2.
Now. No, I think it's Apocalypse.
I
Now.
think it's in all of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably all of them.
Now it's in Wheel of Time. Now we're just
Yep.
gonna. This is the
So-
definitive one right
Yep.
now.
Yes.
So
But
now,
I think
remember that
you're-
scene in Wheel of Time where Nynaeve comes out of the water? It's just
Yeah.
like that scene in Rambo.
It's just like that.
Rambo
But I think
copied
you're right,
that.
Jen. I think being in the pool, it gives her this moment right here.
Yeah.
Ninja Nynaeve. I'll
So
take it.
good.
I'll take it.
I mean, after episode 7, this is probably the best cold open, I think.
This is a really good cold open.
I mean, you
It
can't
is.
really
So,
beat episode 7.
Terrence Ferry, since
No,
Fane does
you
not
can't
go
beat that.
through with it like the Trollocs like he did in book 1, what do we think his relationship with them is like right now? So what is his relationship with the Trollocs? Well, he seems much more like higher ranking in the shadow.
I was gonna say he seems
Maybe.
more powerful than he did in the book. Like he holds a little bit more sway, but I don't know if that's just his cockiness because
Yeah.
Fane did kind of carry himself that way anyway until he had to run with the Trollocs.
Yeah,
right?
no, that
And then
could,
he was like, "Oh, not what I thought I was."
it could be
Yes,
hard to tell with
Sean.
Fane because you're right. Like sometimes he gives off that like I'm in command vibe, and then other times he's doing like the fawning, groveling.
Mhm.
So it's hard to know at this point.
Yeah,
He doesn't do that at all on the show, though, really.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
No, not
Yeah,
yet.
we
But
haven't
we've,
seen him yet to
Yeah.
be in that position.
Yeah.
We haven't
Yeah.
seen him up against a Murdril.
Right,
We
well.
will.
We will.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen that. We've only really seen him interacting with the main characters, right? We haven't seen him interact with a Forsaken, with other
No.
dark friends, really.
No,
Like,
we haven't.
so
Lan got really like he's like, this is wifey right here.
Oh, this whole scene.
She snuck up on him.
Exactly.
and it's not
And
Feeling
tracked him.
all the feelings right now.
Yeah.
well, here's
How
the thing.
did she do this?
Right. Like he doesn't care about the knife at his throat. How did you get here? How did you find me?
How did you escape the Trollocs, track me,
and I didn't realize
sneak up on me?
Yes.
Yep.
That's a little gory for Nynaeve, I think. So chat, let me know what you guys think, and you guys tell me, do you think there's any chance Nynaeve wouldn't have healed Moiraine here?
I know you asked the chat, but I'm gonna answer anyway.
No, I want you guys to answer too.
Like, what if she just killed him right there?
You missed it.
Yes. Oh, you actually tried to kill me. He's like, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. We're gonna come back to this.
I just screamed when I first saw that moment. It's so good.
Oh wait, another good line is coming up in
yes.
this.
There are so many good lines in this episode.
Yes.
This is my favorite episode. That's why I'm here, guys.
I
love this one.
I think so too. Althor's Tane, Hybrid Havoc, everyone seems to pretty much agree. Yeah, no chance. What is Maureen's tell? Okay. All right, that's a good one. Let me save that.
But that question is really an episode 8 question.
Yeah. We'll leave it in there.
Yeah.
Remember, everyone, keep in your minds, if these questions that we're going to post to Rafe this week, we want to make them really episode specific. So as you're watching, if there's something specifically in the episode that you see, it's like, oh, I really want to know what that coat is made out of, or where did you film that scene on the rocks, like with Aaron, with Matt and Ren. That's the type of stuff we want to keep focused on, episode specific questions. Nothing he's not gonna give us a WAFO or go and check with Amazon if he can leak something fresh. So it's got to be real specific for you.
Also, I would totally wear Rand's coat. So
yeah, for real. I like all the
Rand
clothes.
Have one of the better coats. Matt wants to wear Rand's coat too.
Yes, Nynaeve has a nice coat also.
She's got a boot in print that says Moiraine Damaged MD. That's fine. I am sad that we didn't get the whole Elias Wolf brother bit here, but I understand why they did it.
Yeah, they had to keep it more of a mystery for now, and we'll get it in season 2. So I'm excited about that.
I honestly think that the reason why they're pushing characters around is because they just don't want to introduce so many characters.
No, you're right. Yeah, I think that's a big reason. Yeah.
And there are so many characters to even start with, right?
Yeah. It's too much. You can't focus on enough. You can't give them enough focus if you include too many. And that's a problem. And I was upset at first that Tom wasn't in episodes 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. And now I get it. It just would have been too much.
Yeah, if you think about it, it's just like Egwene popping up, I'm coming too, and then Tom popping up, I'm coming too. It's a lot of
It was a lot, yeah.
It works in the book, but I don't think it would have worked on the show.
Right. Well, in the book, we get so much of the inner dialogue, and there's so much. By the way, this, and this is going on.
Yeah, Reese. That I so agree. The Rings of Power threw so many characters at you, and if you're not a Tolkien fan or don't know much about it, there's so many names.
So Egwene definitely channeled there, right? You think she definitely channeled?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
All right, just making sure. I thought she definitely did, but
and go ahead, Tom.
Oh no, I was Jason Enberg asks, when is Tom coming back? Jen, when do you how and when do you think we're gonna get Tom back?
Not this season.
Oh wait. Just remember, guys, we're trying not to spoil past book 2. So unless you need to. If you need to, tell us, and then we'll put up a spoiler warning.
Okay. I don't think he's coming back this season. So I think next season,
so season
third
3?
season would
Okay.
But I don't know. It's so hard. I personally don't think he's coming back this season. So I don't know the answer to that. We were actually talking about that on a recent show because I don't know how you shoehorn him in since, like, without spoiling anything, we think that Matt's book 3 storyline is going to be happening more in season 2.
Okay.
So I don't know how you shoehorn him in after
I
that.
think he could fake
But
that.
I'm sure they'll figure it out. I personally don't think he's going to be in this season. I think he's in the third
I
season.
mean, either they've done a really good at hiding him in all of the stuff we've seen for season 2 so far, or he's just not in it.
Right.
Yeah, for real, Lana. Like, and the fact that like half of them have like there's 3 of them that have the same name, and then like not only the same name, but like names that sound so alike too. It's just forget about it.
So yeah, I did my family tree, and they just kept naming their daughters after their mothers and their fathers after their sons. I'm like, this is stupid. I'm glad I have an Avienda. Like everybody will know.
So we need Tom to sing a song for season 2 about badgers. I mean,
okay, Two
Matt's
Rivers
got to sing
Badger.
about the badgers.
You keep trying to put yourself in here. Like, I mean, I appreciate it.
All right, Joe. All right, I'm making note. Joe Perry.
That's a
saved
show fight going down right now. We're in show fighting.
Oh boy.
See who's right.
Her coat is awesome too.
It is. And I love the way that Nynaeve is still holding her own. Like she's tied up and she is still commanding the narrative.
Exactly.
She's like, you need me more than I need you right now. Because if she dies, then it's not going to help either one of us. So she was very much still in control of everything. And Lan is just kind of like, damn it.
No, Lan is like smitten as far as I'm concerned.
He absolutely
he's already gone.
Yes, absolutely.
Two Rivers Badger, at least you weren't put in any sacks. So
that is true.
I can't imagine that those are fun to be inside of.
And look at the way he's looking at her, though.
I know. He's already like.
You don't have to stand there like that up against that tree.
Yeah.
All cool,
like skilled,
good looking.
Yep. See, he's already. Yeah.
That's the only thing he cares about right now. Like Hill Moraine, but also how did you get here?
Oh!
I love that line. I love that.
He's being a little creepy, a little bit.
So here's the thing: it's only really creepy if you don't want the attention, right?
It's true.
Like that is the only time you're like, stop being so creepy. Like my husband does that, and I'm like,
well, I mean, also like he just untied her. He's keeping an eye on her, I guess.
Right.
That looks vicious.
Yeah. It does. It does.
I think they did a really good job with that. I hope they go into like the Trolloc and Myrddril weapons being forged on Thonkin Dar.
Well, didn't they say that in the first
Trolloc poison?
Episode?
They just said Trolloc
poison in the first episode.
So
that's what we kind of assume is going on here.
I think that's just for like lack of understanding of what it actually. Here we go.
But I do like how she warned him, that it was going to hurt. And I think what you see here, like as Nynaeve is healing, like she can't heal someone and not develop that little bit of like softness towards the person,
Well, I think this is what makes her such a good healer is because she has empathy, but also she's like, it doesn't matter if I like you or not. I'm not.
Yeah.
You're not going to die on my watch.
But if you look at her here, like as she's watching them, like she has that little bit of softness, right? She doesn't want to care about Moraine at all, but
she absolutely does. And honestly, in the beginning, I feel like it really is because of her feelings she's developing for Lan. Because right here, she says that she's heard about the bond. So
right. So it could be for him. But it creeps through is what I'm saying. Is like she can't help herself. She has that empathy that she can't help.
You guys see the eyes in the background of the window?
Yes.
I like that. That's a good question. Something else maybe is like, were any of these really good lines in this ad-libbed?
Yes, I want to know what was ad-libbed. because I really want some things to be ad-libbed, because I feel like that's when an actor really knows a character, when they're able to ad-lib.
The tough thing about asking that question is like we have no idea if anything was ad-libbed in this episode or like a different episode.
That's right. That would be an overall question. Yeah.
So I like how they're already starting to play with the dreaming and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if this is like is this going to be? I don't remember. Does he get hurt or anything in this that carries over?
No, I don't think so.
So is this just a dream, or is it actually like one of the like a capital D dream?
I mean, that's a good question.
I still think it's a capital D dream, but the fact that Red Eyes does not.
I mean, Baalzamon is there, so it kind of
he's
makes
there.
Yeah.
Right, but at first it just seems like he's watching until the very end. Right.
Yeah.
So it could
be like a real regular dream that he's kind of like looking in on. Yeah, it could be.
So do you guys think in season 2 we'll see a Matt dream? Because we've seen a Rand dream, we've seen a Perrin dream.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll see a Matt
hopefully
dream?
we'll see more. I mean, but then, well, it'll start to get unbalanced. And without giving any spoilers, though, there's certain characters we're definitely going to see dreaming more than others. So.
Right. But I just wonder if while he's under the influence of the dagger, are we going to see? Because I can't recall in the books if we ever really see any Matt dreams. I don't think we do.
I don't think we do. No.
I think we see Rand and we see Perrin. I think we see like one Perrin dream maybe until
I think it's
not in book 1.
I think it might be because Matt's dreams are not important because he's not, a dreamer. They're not linked to Tel'aran'rhiod in any way.
I mean, that's fair, but we do know that Baalzamon was visiting all of them in their dreams.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
they describe them.
It happened.
Right. We know that it happens.
And then after that was, I don't think he ever talks about dreaming anymore after that first book, right?
No,
because I don't think he talks about them in the dreams, but I think it's because of something Moiraine does at some point.
Because she does shield them, and while they're near her, they're shielded. But I don't think anyone actually puts like one of the shields for dreams on him regularly. So no.
Okay, I do like the way Matt goes like, "You funny now?"
Yeah.
Jokes like that's my thing.
And I like that Rand gets to be a little bit funny in this episode too.
Yes.
That is very welcome.
Well, and I think it's good because you do want to see them interacting like that, right?
And
because
Rand was a little bit of a jerk in episode 2, so it's good that he's not being a jerk in this episode.
Yeah. Right.
That's an interesting question. Althor's taint. Elaborate a little bit more on that question, so because I don't really get it, and I want to make sure I know what you're saying there. If we can put it in, because
in case anyone's wondering, this is not Gaul. In case you missed that. It's not.
We have that confirmed. Charming. So there's something that I got to remember to point it out, but there's a bit in this. I think it's this episode, right? Yeah, this is with Dana, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So there's a bit in this episode that I really like, and I want to make sure I point it out when it's because I like the relationship between Matt, Perrin, and Rand, and how they do it in this. Like, there's very very little, if none, like toxic masculine nonsense, and I think they do a very good job of showing these like 3 male friends who love each other and like trust each other, and it's a great healthy relationship they show. But there's a bit that I have to point out later. I'm saying it to remind myself, man, because I'm probably going to forget anyway. That's interesting. Just talking old tongue in his sleep.
Yes. No, he said more than dreaming. Like if they're going to spend time on anything, show Matt speaking old tongue as opposed to Matt's dreaming.
I was surprised they didn't do that at all in this season.
Well, I don't know why they didn't, because that would have made people think that maybe he was the dragon.
Exactly.
Let me know which stone you're talking about, Taryn.
The one, I'm guessing it's the one that the
Aielman had.
was holding. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know if we had full question for that.
And I know everybody in the beginning was like, "This is Tom. He doesn't seem gleeful."
We're definitely getting like that. Would definitely get WAFO'd.
Yeah, there's no way that we're getting away with that.
Yeah, that picture frame in her room for sure. Probably a terangrial. Now we're getting our music.
Yeah.
So watching this with the captions on, you know which morning he is using. That it's not like morning death. It's morning in the morning.
Yeah.
Which will make a difference in the way you interpret it.
Lord of the Morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, Badger. They had to do major rewrites. Matt was supposed to be a large focus in those last 3 episodes, and they had to pretty much cut all of that out.
You're saying like for the old tongue, like why we might not have seen it. Yeah, it's possible.
So Hybrid Havoc. So my theory on that is that Tom always said in the book that, you play to your crowd. Like there's a specific scene. I don't remember exactly which one it was. I think it might've been on the Spray when he was teaching Rand and Matt how to do the stuff. But he said, you don't use high chant in a low in, you save that for the court. So I think he's just playing to his crowd. Like that's who he's.
That is exactly how I think of it, Tom, because like, I just, this is so not how you would think of Tom, but where is he? Like, he's in this like gritty, like grubby village. And like, you can't like breeze in there with your like flamboyant coat and harp and do that kind of bit.
Yeah. And like nobody was going to get up and dance. Like it was, they weren't about to.
Right. So it's sort of fitting in here. And what would be really interesting is if they choose to, in like future seasons, if he gets to perform in a different location, to like just to have a totally different persona.
Yes.
It would be interesting to see.
So I like this that someone posted here. Oh, Janine, right? Yeah. Janine Calv. I don't know. I'm bad at reading. Anyway, they said that they may want to get away from the idea that the old blood is causing them to speak the old tongue. So yeah, I get that. I get that. They might, for the other reasons that he has old memories that we find out later. Maybe that's the reason why the old tongue starts coming out, because they never the old blood idea and causing to give them information that they would not have normally had was a thing that he never really explores again.
It's just sort of like a bit of world building or something. It's not really like a plot thing.
And
I think it was. Oh, go ahead, Ebony. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say in book 1, Egwene is like, I almost felt like I could understand what you said, and then we never.
Yeah, it never really develops anything for her particularly. Yeah.
Right.
Thanks, Jeannie.
And I appreciate Robert Jordan going, I've got too much going on, let's drop that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot.
Well, not everything needs to become a big thing. Yeah.
One big thing that a lot of people don't realize is that when he wrote that first book a long time before it was published.
Fun fact.
Yeah, right. So a fun fact about that first book, and really it's the first 2, but mostly the first book.
Wheel of Time. Fun fact.
I love those. Kitty, when I was editing that video for Kitty D that I did, I just found so many of those. Anyway, the first book he was using to pitch to a lot of companies, and he wrote it years before it was published. He didn't have the full 1 power scoped out. He didn't have, there's a lot of inconsistencies from book 1 to book 2, and then especially beyond. Yeah. Some of the stuff Maureen does with the 1 power.
Yes.
some of the way that things function. Specifically, that old blood thing, I'm pretty sure might be another one because we never see it again. Like it never comes back up. They mention it, but it never gives any. There's no one else that has old blood that gives them information that they shouldn't have. Or anything.
Right.
Mm.
So I know we were talking earlier about how we were all sad we didn't get to see the wolves the way they did it in the book. But I do like how they did it here because you're kind of like, what's up with those wolves? They licked his wound and now they're kind of shepherding them in the way they want to go. Jen, what do you think? Like compared to the book compared to how they did it in the film, in the show?
It's so much. It's like, yeah, definitely slowed down a lot. Obviously, we're not, but I think actually it's funny because when we see the wolves licking his leg, we just assume like, oh, they're like he's helping him. And I know, Tom from my show's wife was like, oh no, that's not good. So like, and she didn't. It's just like it's like if you didn't really know, you might get a different idea of it. So it's still very like.
Okay, I still wish we'd asked about that from last episode, but we didn't. Oh well.
The idea I really liked talking with people that had never read the books when they watched the show. It was so really fun hearing people's ideas for that.
So, and then this scene right here where Matt is trying to charm Dana, and she's like,
"It's another thing, Sean."
Yes, you're right. Her staff did disappear, but it's something. I think in the story, something happens.
But she used it to channel. She was using it.
Yes, she was. She was using it. But something happened and she couldn't use it anymore. But I don't want to spoil.
It was just it was just right.
All right, Luke. That's going to go in the running for sure. Can we have the soup recipe from the inn? What were they eating? What were they eating? What was that was actually in the bowls?
Do we want to know?
I want to know.
So you can avoid it? Is that why?
Exactly.
And still, Matt is still like, I can charm her. Let me put some magic on her.
Yeah.
We don't have to.
Did you like this little tidbit though about how Matt likes older women? Like Rand just kind of drops that in there.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
I wonder if they'll play with that with Brigitte or Brigitte later.
Yeah. Okay, now we're So I think this scene with Matt, like there's like a huge contrast here to the scene, like the very first scene that he has with Rand, the beginning of this episode. Right. So like I think they're making it really clear, like, you know, we know Matt well enough at this point, even just with what we've seen of him, that like this is not him here. He is not being himself, and it's pretty obvious.
It is.
Real quick.
Spoiler alert.
It's a light spoiler, but you know, just in case, you know, you haven't read past book 3. I'm going to say something real quick. So, yeah, I really hope they change this. So, John said something in chat. They're foreshadowing Tylan, you know, with that quote about, you know, older women. I really hope they change that whole storyline a bit, like make it better, like or at least acknowledge that he was being, you know, forced to have sex against his will, and you know, make it, you know, not
make it obvious.
Yeah. Not just like, oh well, it's a dude, so he should just like it anyway. No, they need to really play with that and make it better. Which I know, like I trust Rafe to do that and do it well.
All right, we're done with spoilers, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
No, for that bit, yes.
For that, yeah.
Is Barney's ear pierced? That's a good question. I didn't notice.
It
looks like it. His left ear?
I don't know. I was busy looking at his face. I'm not real honest.
Piercings are definitely big, but I don't see any on. I don't even see any on men. Women have all the piercings.
Up to this point, we do.
There are.
Point,
Oh yeah.
In the books,
up to this point,
yeah. I do love how sassy Dana is.
Oh yeah,
I love
like
Dana.
You can tell that she works in a bar. You know what I mean? Like I deal with those dudes all the time.
Yeah, no, I like.
Oh yeah, it is pierced.
So much.
It looked like. Oh no, maybe not. Sorry, I'm not watching in full screen because I have like so many windows open. So
Right.
it's hard to see. Someone in chat will zoom, like, have their full screen on.
So
Zoom in
this
on
young
his
lady,
ear.
Erin DeSimone, said left ear.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, maybe it was just a hole. Like he's not wearing any.
Yeah, he's not
okay.
wearing any earrings. No.
Okay. Wonder how they would cover that up. Put some like putty on it or something.
I think you just let it go. Just write it off as a scar. Like,
Yeah, you wouldn't.
That time he got stabbed with a really small sword.
yes.
A
No, and
badger
thorns.
scratched him on the ear.
badger.
There you go.
A badger.
Yeah.
Put a hole in his
That's
ear.
Yep. That time he was trying to shove another badger into a sack. Did you do it, Two Rivers Badger? Was it you? Ooh, that was a good save there.
Good one.
Little mention of Barrelon too.
Oh, right. Yeah, right. Because we didn't actually see Barrelon
Right.
in the show, but we mentioned it. We know it's there. Yeah.
It would have. So I like. This was another thing that I like that they did, the way they introduced the White Cloaks in this. Because in the show, the first whole bunch of times you see and or hear of White Cloaks, they introduce them like as a joke, like they're they're not to be trusted, and they're like idiots.
They're
and
puffed up roosters who are just
exactly like they're not scary.
no,
And in the show, they're doing a much better
Terrifying,
job
yeah.
to make them scary.
terrifying. Like, this is a real threat. This is
Yeah.
a real threat to people that we don't know if these people are innocent or not, but this seems to be extreme.
Yeah, exactly.
So another thing like related on that I think they're doing much better. I mean, look at Dana as a character, like how they developed her and introduced her in this episode compared to what we get in the
Person
books,
with
like
the
a
same
series of like, well, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about like the series of sort of dumb dark friends that we get in the Eye of the World.
It's true.
I mean, I'm not saying that she's not scary. She's just way more interesting, and she doesn't come off as like just sort of ridiculously dumb. Like I just think that she's.
I think it's scary that they don't suspect her at all. And it's like
that's a
from
good
now
point.
on, from here on out, like it could be anybody.
Right, because
Right.
she does completely kind of take you in, like she's showing a lot of vulnerability.
Yeah.
I mean, before this episode was convinced that Azuka Hoyle was going to be playing a dark friend. And then when I watched her in this episode, I was like, oh no, she's not a dark friend. Like she just like she had me,
So I think the problem with all the dark friends in the book is they all seem very shallow, right?
Yeah.
They went over to the dark one because they wanted money, or they wanted to be fake, or they wanted to live forever.
Hybrid feels the same way.
Yes, yeah, but like here we're like, okay, she's got a legit reason, and we're like, I can see the kind of like what Killmonger and Black Panther, like maybe not the way to go about it, but you're making good points.
Yeah,
making good points.
An evil character that makes good points is interesting, and one that you kind of relate to a little bit.
Yeah.
But they're also like more dangerous because you're like, well, wait a minute, because they make you question your motives. Like, how do I know what I'm doing?
Yeah, who is the good?
Right thing?
What is the right thing to do? And like, could anybody be a dark friend? I mean, it is more compelling.
Yeah, I agree, Marisu. I agree. Like, I liked the idea of never trust a thin innkeeper, like from the books, and like the fat jolly innkeepers were like a thing. But we don't need to body shame people.
Yeah, no.
Marcus Rutherford is doing such a good job. I just need to point that out while we're on his face.
He really is. And I think I've said this in one of the other shows, that there's so many people that haven't read the books are like, what is up with him? And I was like, he's doing perfect. You don't know the character because you haven't read the books, but trust me.
He's perfect.
Yeah.
By the way, that shot a second ago where there was like that big mountain like in front of them, like is that like the same one that Rand and Matt were on? Because I never really paid attention to it before.
That is an excellent question.
I think it is. I mean, I have to go back and compare, but it looked like the same landscape.
Yeah. So now with this part, if in the books it was her husband that was the speaker that asked the question.
Right. Rain was the speaker in the books, and it seems to be Isla here. They don't really say, but
I don't know if it's simply because of the weight that the actress carries with her. You
Could
know,
be.
like if it was a conscious change, or they were like, "Oh, we're going to get her," then yes, let's give her more lines.
I mean, the other thing about like the whole seeker thing is like they don't really like explain it, like what how does one get picked to be a seeker? Like,
Right,
you know,
right.
there's
We don't
no
know.
we don't know anything about that. So
Right.
I mean, it could
Right.
be anybody really.
I mean,
Yeah.
could it just be that you break off from your band and be like, "I'm gonna go look for the song. Y'all want to come with me?"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's probably something kind of democratic, you know, because they're Tuatha on. They seem like they would be like that.
yeah.
I do like the way that they show the Tinkers in this is like
Mhm.
also like the way they're presenting them
Yeah.
more so than in the books.
Well, like Aram is like I just like him so much better as a character. He's like
Mhm.
actually charming, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't
plus
seem
he's
like
just-
like in the books he was like a douche. He
He
reminded
kinda
me of
seemed
like
a little
frat,
douchey.
like
Yeah,
a
he
fratty,
did.
Well,
like a
well,
frat.
it was like the minute he thought Perrin was interested in Egwene, he was like, "Oh, yep, definitely. Let me go ahead and make him jealous."
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was just like very weird, like a little pushy with Egwene, and
Right.
like it's just why, you know?
Which is going to be so much better for later for reasons that people who have read the books know. But
Mhm.
like he seems like a genuine, likable person
Yeah.
here.
Yes, but
Yeah,
also
I like it.
same age, maybe questioning some things about the world, because that's
Exactly.
the age where you start doing that. So,
Yeah.
It's true.
and like
Yes,
they're
Jeannie, yes.
but like all the Two Rivers folk just have had their world rocked, right? Like
Mhm.
everything that they thought was right is not. Like,
Fitting in. They also didn't play up the whole, don't trust Tinkers, they'll steal your pots, and like they steal children. They didn't do
Yeah.
that, which I
Not
well,
really.
I mean, we didn't even hear about the Tinkers until this, really,
just
right?
now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like we don't hear any talk about it. But I was gonna say, the dance also. I missed that. I wanted to see the dance in the
That
Tinker
I-
camp
Yes, I did miss that.
because I want to learn how to do it. And I need to see it.
That's true. That's true. What was it called in the book? I remember the Sassara was the one that Fail.
I need to learn that one too. I mean,
Yeah.
I have a husband,
Gotta learn
but
them
you
all.
never know. You know,
That's
like
true.
I might really want something one day. So I need to have these in my repertoire.
Yeah, chat. What was the name of the dance the Tuatha do, or the Tuatha females did?
I can't remember, but I feel like it started with a T also, but maybe not.
I have
I
a
need
word,
to
but
do
I
a
don't know.
reread.
Now I gotta check it.
I love this part. Like if I wanted a man, I could do better.
So again, Rand
So
gets to be funny. It's cute.
Yes. So that was the part that
yeah.
the Taganza. Yep, that was it.
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. Yeah. Okay.
Hybrid and Luke. So I feel like if this show was made 10 years ago,
Mhm.
when she said to him, "Are you guys together? Like, are you with Matt?" He would have been like, "No, I'm not with a man.
Yeah, right.
I
Right.
like women."
Yeah. And he was just like,
They never would have said it at all. Like it just
Yeah.
wouldn't have been like
Right.
just don't
Right,
acknowledge
but-
that. Yeah.
right. Well, because she said it just kind of like, it's not like she was trying to burn him or anything, right? She was just kind of like, I
It's
just
just-
assumed y'all were
yeah.
together.
Nonchalant. Yeah.
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 I
It's the
just
facts
liked
of
I
life.
liked his response, and that
Well,
it
yeah.
wasn't toxic or
Yeah, like,
homophobic or
If this was a sitcom, it would be like a laugh track after her
Yeah.
comment.
exactly.
And
Right.
him being like all offended. Yeah.
Right. But I think in that respect, they
Me
are
too.
doing a good job because Robert Jordan always said, of course, those people exist in the world. It's just not relevant. So it's not mentioned that often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't relevant to the storyline, then he did not bring it up, which
But it
could
al-
also be a cop out.
Yeah. But the
Yeah.
good thing was that it wasn't relevant in the way that it is now. Like to be not straight in the world of the Wheel of Time was just a normal thing. So it didn't need
Yeah.
to
So
be called to
fits
attention,
in with
but it
that.
still bury
Yeah.
your gaze a little bit. So
Yes, yeah.
Yes,
I
but
mean,
it does fit in with what he said of like it's not a thing that
nobody
people aren't
cares.
homophobic, right?
Right.
Nobody
Yes,
cares.
there are
People
none.
aren't homophobic.
There's no
Right.
homophobes,
Yeah,
which is great.
yeah.
Not even the villains use that against any character.
Right.
Yeah.
No. Which is I like that.
Yeah.
That, and of course that nobody cares what color anybody is. I enjoy
Mhm.
that.
Yep.
So,
Also, yeah.
It's not
only-
super not relevant. Yep.
yeah.
Because the all of the cities are melting pots
Right. Well,
because of the breaking.
right. After the break-in, you were where you were. And that's
Yeah.
Die at the hands of a singer. Not gonna happen.
I'd be a little careful about this singer.
But I mean, all Matt's seeing is just some old man, right?
Yes, that's true. He does not know.
That's a good question. Is that crystal significant? Now, obviously, that's not going to be one that goes in there because that is a WAFO question.
Right. That is a
But-
WAFO question.
That is a good idea. What do you, Reese? Where do you think it might come back? What are your thoughts on its significance? Or does anyone here have any? Jen, do you have any? That weird crystal that Matt found.
I don't think so. I think I always thought it's just like to show us why he's like a big thing for the screen. Like he's gonna go after that and rob this guy.
Yeah. Why is he interested? Yeah.
Right.
I think it does still, because he does go on to say, like, I need to get home. I've got sisters.
Yeah.
And while you would think that him stealing is ethically wrong, it's one of those things like your kids are starving. The only way you can feed them is to steal.
He doesn't
like,
need it anymore.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I think the way that Tom reacts here, like when he finds out what Matt's doing, I mean, it shows like compassion. I mean, this is when you kind of, for me, like I liked a little sigh of relief because the first scene with Tom, like seems like, oh, is Tom kind of a jerk? But then here, the way he like talks about the Aiel, the way he has sort of compassion for Matt and his desperation, like, no, okay, he's a good guy.
I like the way these chat just went through this little story here. So Arosa said that maybe that's a Terangrial, and then Reese was like maybe it is some kind of Terangrial. John was like, oh, he's going to be in the tower with it, and then Elaine or maybe someone will come across it. That's an interesting little flow there.
Yeah.
Or more than likely, like Reese said, he'll gamble it away in season.
I mean,
or it just never comes back again. It was just like a
right.
visual for the episode, like I said, a signifier of like why he cares about this dead dude.
Also,
I do agree. It does feel like it might be, but
it might be. Another thing about their interaction here, when Tom says that he's from the Two Rivers, and Matt says, "Who said I was from Two Rivers?" And I like that he goes like the way you speak, how you dress, the asinine attitude. But I like that they're putting it out there that somebody from the Two Rivers, there's specific things about them that people will know that you're from the Two Rivers if they know anything about it.
Well, but, I think it's rare. I think you have to give Tom credit because I don't think just anybody would know that. That's because Tom knows a lot of stuff.
Tom knows a lot of stuff, but then he also says something about the hair, about the, and then Matt kind of goes, "Huh, I know somebody with that color hair.
I know somebody with red hair." Yeah, no, for sure. And Tom's also putting out there that red hair is one of the only ways you can kind of tell where someone's from, just by what they look like, because most places are somewhat mixed, so you can't really tell. But
right. I mean, like, there's very few places that people at this point all kind of look the same.
Yeah, that many. Well, I mean, red hair is a specific genetic thing. So the idea of it being amongst the Aiel more, and then especially because they're so secluded, like the Aiel, so
like
secluded.
There's only one other place you really see red hair, but we're not going to talk about it right now.
Yeah. So I like the idea of the that someone posted here is that he's not he didn't have his patch covered cloak, and then someone said it's on the lining.
It's on the inside.
Yeah,
I think it's because it's reversible, and like he would wear it if he wanted to be the big showy gleeman, but right now that's not what he's going for.
Because if you remember in the books, he would just make a bundle out of it.
Yep.
Right, like he would just be a hobo. Right.
And he'd also like go, but then sometimes he'd go around like flourishing it, when he wanted to.
Right.
So one thing I like too is we got a confirmation about the steading here because you know we didn't know for sure about Ogier steading or how they were going to do it.
She mentions
But
it, yeah.
she mentions it. So this whole idea too of breaking the wheel to end fate isn't. It's not a narrative that was brought up until like way later in the books by one of the Forsaken.
Yeah. Yes, and I am so glad they brought it up earlier because you're really up until that point, it just seems like another bad guy that wants to rule things, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I feel like it gives a lot more depth to that particular Forsaken. Like he's not just a big baddie; like he's got reasons. Like he's figured out some stuff. He's actually pretty smart.
And you look at her life, you know, living in this place that she kind of can't escape, and she hears all these like, you know, just horrible stories all the time, and you know, you can kind of understand where she might get to that perspective of like, oh, this bad stuff just keeps happening over and over and over again. And there's no escaping it. So like,
I totally get where she's coming from. And I feel like people who deal with like depression a lot, like they like totally would like key into that. Not that I want anybody to break the wheel. No, I got stuff to do, but I can understand.
This line right here. Was it the hair? That was just a jaw drop moment.
Like I am pretty sure I
still like
cover my mouth. I'm like,
yep, definitely.
So let's see if there's any hint of
there's hints.
Of the channeling.
I am pretty sure there are. Like I said when I saw this for the first time.
Well, she says something like, "You can't get out." Like no like man can break this down. Yeah, like
and you can see it's iron reinforced that door. Yeah,
I think it's the next scene. I think we cut away and we come back. I don't think it's this scene yet.
Yeah, the idea of like, you know, who like anyone could be a dark friend too is nice.
Yeah.
Yes. And I also like the fact she just said to him, I didn't think it would be so hard. I didn't think you'd be so sweet.
Yeah.
Which shows that she's not pure evil, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what they kind of want you.
Cute.
Right.
Stop she's John.
Not yet, John. So I like how they're making Tom to be like his father figure.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yep.
And Tom is kind of adopting him as his son.
He's like,
oops.
Well, I'd like to think that Matt, out of the three boys, reminds Tom the most of himself when he was younger. Because Tom seemed like the type that would get up to trouble. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like charming, good with the ladies.
Yeah.
Always 1 foot out the door just in case.
Jeannie, I think she did that because she's pretty sure she's not in any danger. She's got the sword. She's probably knows how to use it. She's
telling him right now that like that he can't, like, not 3 men couldn't break down the door. No one can hear you.
Let's see.
Maybe it's that music.
It's a little sound effect.
Yeah.
But like, look at, like, you could see like the air or the whole warping.
Yeah. I mean, so I feel like I don't think anybody could watch that and not be like, oh, that was something weird, right? Even if you didn't know, you'd know something weird happened there.
Right. Yeah. And especially if you were a book reader, like you were like, oh, that's it.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'm thinking of people who don't know, but like you'd know that something strange happened, or he did something.
Yeah.
It does get really scary chasing them with the sword right here. It's like,
now she's starting to look a little crazed, a little bit scary. Yeah.
Well, because like she's seeing her only way out get away from her, right?
Yeah. She's starting to get desperate. She starts to get some crazy eyes here too.
Yeah. But also, I feel like Matt does something funny here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they're like 5 and others be 1.
Yeah, she dreams about 5 of them. One of them is the dragon.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. Thousand years later.
I don't really get that. Like he brought him to the dark one.
I'm gonna say
That confuses me.
so Jen, I'm gonna say something that Robert Jordan told somebody when they said something similar to him.
Okay.
Where is that information coming from?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So-
True. Okay.
Is
Got
that
it.
accurate?
Okay.
Yeah.
The great thing about the books that I absolutely love is there's people with misinformation that they believe to be true.
People believe all kinds of things. They say things they think are true.
Right.
They may
And-
not be true. So you can't just take
Right.
anything at total face value.
Yeah. One of my favorite things was someone, like the thing I was referencing there is someone went to a book signing Robert Jordan was at, and they said, I think it was Demandred said this thing, how can that be real? And he was like, and you like, or
You
like,
believed him?
yeah, he was like, and you believed him?
Yeah.
Right.
I was like,
Yeah, no, I think that added a bit of realism to a fantasy novel. Like I can almost believe, like I'm convinced that years in the future they'll find these books and it'll be a new religion. Like that's just what it's gonna be.
See, she's got crazy eyes now. It's a little
Yes.
scary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man.
But that right there, the knife, I was like, oh my Lord, what is
my
happening?
God.
I was
Yeah.
a wreck.
I
Yeah,
just
I was
stare at her neck through this whole scene now, like waiting for it.
I had a
Right,
flashback
you're waiting for
to
it.
I had a flashback to Winter Night when the kid got the
Yeah.
chalk axe in the
Oh,
back.
Oh yeah.
God.
Oh yeah. But so I like this because I feel like, Tom starts off in this episode like he doesn't seem like the Tom you kind of recognize from the books, but by the end of the episode, like
Yeah.
this right here, like this is the Tom right? Like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
Right.
just
Absolutely.
jumping in to protect them. Like that is
Right.
exactly what Tom would do.
Yes.
I would like to point out that I forgot that I was wearing a costume, and when I looked at the screen, I was like, "Oh my God!" Like, why? All right.
Oh wait, this transition right
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
best
Nice.
transition I think in the entire.
I
series.
remember this was in the teaser of some teaser, and I was like, "What is this?" Like,
Mhm.
I just did not know what it was about, and but yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, no, I really like that. Because like, how
Yeah,
perfect
wow.
is that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is
I
cool.
feel like I wish
So
they could have
good.
done like more of that kind of stuff. 'Cause
Yes,
it's really
yes.
nice. It's really nice.
Aldeeb, Aldeeb there.
So we have to acknowledge that like Maureen basically wasn't in this whole episode. which is pretty
Right.
Yeah.
crazy.
Right. She was not.
She barely speaks.
Yeah,
Yes.
she doesn't really have.
Look how white she
Anyone?
is too.
That, I
feel
was
like
gonna say that earlier. Like they made her so pale
Yeah.
and sickly
Yeah.
looking.
Yeah.
Makeup artist did great on her.
Yes. Well, I'm fascinated by makeup artists anyway, because
Mhm.
I'm like, how do you do that? Because I am struggling with lip gloss.
It just
and
comes
eyeliner,
naturally
so-
to me.
Yeah.
No, I'm terrible. And Erin did most of this.
I love the drama of like
This.
holding the cage back as long as possible. And
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, Leandra, she lives for drama. What can we say?
Yes.
Is Nynaeve writing Bella there? I think so. Yes.
No, that's got to be her own
No,
horse
Egwene
that
didn't
she
have
brought
She
from.
didn't bring a horse.
how do you know?
Oh.
We never
She was-
saw her.
Yeah. Well, she was captured by Trollocs, and she went from Trollocs to.
No, I think
mean-
she went back to the town and cleaned
Yeah,
herself
she
up.
got
I
a
don't think she
horse.
went right
How-
from the pool to
Oh,
the.
She
the
would
timer,
take a horse to follow them.
The
Yeah.
timer went out, so
Is this a
Well-
longer episode?
Yeah,
No,
it's
I mean,
a
this is
54
almost
minute
over.
timer, but the,
Okay.
This is-
the
oh,
episode's
okay.
going to end in
Yeah, we got like a minute
about
left.
15 seconds.
I do love this, like Maureen, like face to face with Logain.
And he is amazing.
So Mayhem Markham, they don't sense women who can channel unless they're actively channeling.
Yes, they. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
for
a
TV
change,
show.
yeah.
That's a change from the.
Okay.
All right. So that was the episode. So
And again, you forgetting that was the end of the episode because I was ready to keep going because this is just one long show to me at this
Yeah.
point. Like all the episodes are one long show.
that's what happens to me with the book. It's so hard. Like what
Oh,
I'm doing.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm doing the first time reader thing on the
Mhm.
on the way of the leaf on YouTube too, on Tuesdays at 10. Anyway,
Nice plug.
yeah, thank you.
Nice.
It took me like a lot of practice at first to like go back and dissect major scenes in the books to figure out how it worked, but I was 100% like it was one big story.
After Eye of the World, like there's some things I can specifically say, yes, this happened in book 2, but absolutely after that, I don't know. I can tell you in the timeline.
That's a good point, Luke. She wouldn't have just chased after them because she wouldn't have known they left. So that's a good point. So she had to have gone back.
That's true. Yeah.
Thank you. Keeping us.
But then that means that probably wasn't Bella then.
Yeah.
That had to be just a random horse.
So then where's Bella?
I think Bella ran away from.
She ran away.
Yeah.
So Bella's just gone forever.
We
now?
have not seen Bella.
Back.
Well, we know how Bella does.
This is why I was upset in episode 2 because like she's just gone.
Yeah, she just. But I feel like, well, no, that's not accurate because in the books, she got Egwene across the river.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, but that right. So they just they cut that out because they didn't want any of them to have any horses, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I have to imagine that would have been difficult to film. Like, would it been hard?
And just skip that part.
They probably skip it. They probably can't do it because like it would put the horses in danger.
It could be, but
this have her though. You just don't show it. You just skip over that part, right? And then if they wanted to, but they didn't want them to have horses.
But I think they wanted to show Egwene and Perrin together as much as possible because in the books they're not together. They meet up, but for what comes out in later episodes, I think they needed that time of showing them together.
Just expedite it, just move things along.
So if anyone has questions that we want to consider for putting in the poll for Rafe, make sure to post them. If you're not going to post them in chat right now on YouTube, if you have Twitter or Instagram, if you think of them later. We're going to be taking questions for about another 10 minutes to like a half an hour. So make sure to use the hashtag ReWoTch. And
the best thing I think is like putting in chat, YouTube, Twitch, or tweet us on Twitter because I mean, I don't know. There's just not really another good way to get like us questions.
Go
ahead,
Tom.
Well, I mean, you also don't have to wait until we start watching the episode on the live to post questions for the individual episodes. You could post them. Because you could watch the episode whenever you want. So in preparation for episode 4, if you watch it during the week and you want to post a question, feel free.
Yeah, you can do it anytime. That's true. You can get ahead of it, but we are going to, pick our top 4 questions probably, pretty soon. So for episode 3, so get those.
That is what we will be doing after we end the stream.
Mm-hmm.
So Jen, you said this was your favorite episode, right?
Yes.
What is your favorite part of your favorite episode?
Mm-hmm.
I guess like the end, I just like all the Dana scenes. I really think that it feels the most like the book without being from the book exactly.
Yes.
So it is fun for us to watch and be surprised while still keeping the spirit of the book. That's why I like that part of this episode. And I just think Dana is like very charming and
she did such a good job. The actress did such a good job with such a small amount of time.
She is really good.
I really feel like the casting director for this did a great job finding like no names actors and stuff like that because they're all great.
They are all doing a great job. And Jen, what you said about us being surprised, a way for us to be surprised as book readers, I think that's why I am not super upset about most of the changes. Like most of them I can understand, like I can see the logic. Now as we get farther on, there's some I was like, I don't know how you're gonna fix that. But that's not my concern.
That's their concern. That was something. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, as a person who has reread the series, I mean, it is so nice to have something new, but it still be Wheel of Time.
Exactly.
Like to still be able to be kind of surprised because even if I wait 10 years before I reread it, eventually it'll trigger the memory. Like, I remember. I know what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
This is the only way for it to be fresh again for me.
Yeah. So you can be surprised when someone turns out to be a dark friend because this is a new character that
Right. Absolutely. Add new characters. As long as it has the feel of the book and it's getting the same points across. I don't need to see every single character that was named.
And we knew, especially because like Rafe had said, like Matt and Rand going to all the inns and stuff on their travels. Like he said that needed to really be condensed. And I thought that was one of the best things they did in this episode, is basically give us a sense of that part of their journey, but condensed down to like a single location.
Mm-hmm.
Which they did a great job with.
Great job with that.
So I really wanted an 80s montage of just them going into inns and being chased out and chased out of barns, and that would have been fun. So.
Yeah. So like that's one thing that I was really excited about when they just mentioned they were doing a show in the first place. Like the changes that they're doing, as long as they're changing the journey, but the destination is staying the same. If that's a good way to analogize it. And like for people like us, I'm pretty sure all of us have the same journey, was like, we've been reading these books for like 20 plus years. So like, to be able to be surprised by the Wheel of Time again is great. But
yes, yeah.
And also like when in 2017 was when A Memory of Light came out, right? Yeah.
Yes. No.
13.
No, I was It was. I think it was because my avienda was a little thing, because I remember I was in emotional distress and told Brian, "You got to take care of this baby." Yes, I was like, "You got to take care of this baby." I'm dealing.
I think it was 2013.
What is time even? Oh my God.
What is time? Who knows?
Right.
Oh my God. But like, it was like, it was bittersweet when we read that, because it was like, this is it. There's never going to be a new Wheel of Time again.
Right. So, and like, cool, I don't know how y'all felt, but when I found out he died, like I was so upset, but also, oh my gosh, I need answers. Like I need somebody to finish this. So
thanks, John. I made an assumption there because I know Rebecca's and Ebony's how they were introduced to the Wheel of Time, but how were you introduced to the Wheel of Time? When did you find it?
I think I didn't start reading it probably around like 2007.
Okay.
Same as me.
Tom from my show gave me the first Eye of the World. I think I still have it. I don't think I ever actually gave it back to him, because my Eye of the World is like really beat up and old, and all my other ones are a little nicer. So, but yeah, like Joe gave it to Tom, and then Tom gave it to me. So that's how I started reading it, and I would be reading it on my commute and then spend my entire workday emailing Tom and his brother, who was also reading it. Like, I just got up to this part and then this happened. So it's funny to go back and read those.
Yeah.
Cool. What did they try to sell it to you? Like in the like, oh, it's like the book is about this and this.
I don't really remember. I was, I read a lot of other fantasy books at that time. So they probably said, read this one. It's good.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fair.
14 books. Sure. Cool. Got it. I have time right now.
Right. And Karen, yes, I'm the same way. I didn't want to start a Song of Fire and Ice, because I was like, is it done? And how old is he?
Yeah.
Like,
though what I will say, I mean, A Song of Ice and Fire, and I forgot the King Killer Chronicles, or the name of the Pat Rothfuss stuff. Like, yes, I understand it's been a long time when he wrote those books, but one thing that you do have to remember, especially for smaller authors, if someone is writing, if they're writing a series and you think to yourself, I'm not going to pick that series up until they're done, that's a great way for that author never to finish that series.
So here's the thing. I started it. Like, I absolutely started it, but especially with Danny and them, I'm like, look, y'all are doing a lot of extra stuff out here.
Yeah. George R. Martin doesn't need any more money, but like, smaller authors.
We don't need to worry about George. Where he's fine.
Yeah, and I totally will still read it, but it's just like in the back of my head, I'm always like, come on, what's the next one? How you feeling? Like,
if someone pitches you a series that's like from a smaller author, that when I say smaller is like, they're not making millions of dollars.
Right.
And it's like, oh yeah, there's 2 books out, but they're not finished yet. If it sounds like something you're interested in, you want to read it, go ahead and buy the books and then wait to read it.
The City That We Became by N.K.
Jemisin. I love her.
So that's the first in a series, and I am patiently waiting.
I'm going to give another shout out real quick to Jen Austen. This is a really good friend of mine.
Yes.
Jen.
Yeah,
she gave me that book. She lent me her copy of that book, which is actually signed and personalized by NK.
Jen likes you more than I do, Tom, because I
But it was fantastic. I absolutely.
Right. Wasn't it so good. Not to get off on another tangent, but like I read that knowing that it's supposed to be the beginning of a series because I had read so many other things by her, and I was like, I can't not.
Well,
you just gotta support. You gotta support your authors.
Yes.
So just make sure. If you're gonna pick up a series, if you like it, but you don't want to wait till it's done, buy the books, put them on your shelf. And also,
excellent. Yes.
Also, another big thing. So since I used to do guest services at JordanCon, which is like managing the guest authors and artists and stuff like that. So I can say this with some weight, is that the authors, if you like an author and you really want to do something that's helpful to them, review their book, leave a review.
And I will say I am terrible about that, and I need to get better. Like Tom, you keep me honest. Like every once in a while, I'll just be like, "What's the last book you reviewed?"
Yeah,
just
I randomly post on JordanCon. This is your semi-annual, totally random reminder to leave reviews for authors you like. I just randomly post that every now and then.
Yes, because the majority of the people that will review are the people that don't like it, because people love to share things they don't like about other people.
They do,
right?
So we're going to get ready to wrap up this stream right now. So if anyone has anything they want to say to us in chat real quick, and any more questions you want to post in there, go ahead and shoot them through and we'll answer them real fast. But before we go, I want to remind everybody about Jen, the lovely Jen that joined us with her Uma Thurman costume from Pulp Fiction.
No, it's okay. Sure, that's what I am.
It looks great. No, hey, listen, I like the hair for men. It looks great.
Yeah.
And you look great. But
thank you.
Is there anything coming up that you guys are doing specific? I mean, obviously your podcast is going to have new episodes and stuff, but is there anything specific that you'd like to plug, and let us know the time and day for your podcast, where we can find it, all that?
I don't think we have anything specific coming up, so just new episodes. But if you join our Patreon, it's just $1 to join, and you can listen to our live recordings, which are usually Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern on our Discord. And if not, then our episodes usually drop Mondays.
Okay. I'm gonna sign up for that because I want to do that. But what is the Patreon like? How do we find you on there?
That's a good question. Patreon.
I don't know. I will.
So look really quick.
No. I got it.
You got it. Is it just
it's I am gonna sign up for it myself, but let me throw it on the screen because I want to join. I want to come in your live chat and creep. Sounds like fun. So if anyone wants to go to Patreon, that's it right there. It's just Patreon.com/TalkerEnriode. Yes, go and check it out. Sign up so we can listen to her live broadcast. That sounds like fun. All right. What did someone post? Thanks, guys. Happy Halloween. Looking forward to next week. Hope Rafe doesn't ghost us again. He won't. He didn't ghost us. I think I take the full blame for that question. I think he's just, he's like, I can't answer that question. So, he put it off.
He may not. I mean, it may have been like an Amazon thing, like someone said, where like he didn't know what he could say.
Yeah, he's not investing that much time into this nonsense.
He could have just legit been busy.
He's working on season 3.
And I still think that that's possible. Like what Ebony said, I think that maybe it's really just that he's busy. But we're going to try to give him an easier question to answer this week so we can have better luck.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And make sure to come back next week at 9:00, where we will be starting episode 4.
Ooh, excited for episode 4.
That's a good one.
And we'll put questions out on Twitter tomorrow. So if you want to vote on like the question, follow Drag 'em Out on Twitter, look for the poll, vote, share it.
Yep. Make sure to go vote. Vote.
Yes.
Yeah.
Vote in real life too when that comes
I was going to say vote in real life too.
All the voting.
Yeah. Do
you want to put the hashtag back up so we're sure they're spelling ReWoTch
correctly? It's been scrolling across the bottom of the screen for the entire episode.
Yes, but there it is.
Guys, it's WOT because we're clever. Well, Rebecca's clever.
Actually, I didn't do that. That was somebody else.
Me.
Oh, well, Tom is clever.
Yeah, it was Tom.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Peace.